What's good, people? Today, we're going to be checking out some reels that are going around social media that might make you ask some questions. Let's get it started. Before we get into checking out the reels, this video was made for entertainment and educational purpose only. Here we go again. Chicken farm in Texas with 12 million chickens destroyed by fire. Man, what a shame. What a shame. That's not even cool. It's a lot of chickens, a lot of eggs that are gonna be missing off the shelves in the stores. Man,
Saying I'm getting fucking zapped. See, I don't know. Maybe because the clouds look like fucking sand. Looks like water in the ocean. Something like that. Fucking crazy shit is this?
yeah, them clouds don't look normal. A lot of them too. Creepy. Let's see if he can pull it off. Should think he's gonna try to do a smiley face. Better not be nothing funny that he's spraying with. But yeah, he did. She shot that. He did it. Don't shoot me. I'm retarded.
This device is
What is that little home generator? Like electric generator? Seems as if that's what it is. Dude's using power tools and some sort of pump. Looks like a water pump. Could be wrong. I wish I had one. Electricity off that little thing.
About parallel universe, but one of the most fascinating ones is called the daughter universe theory. This idea comes from quantum physics and suggests that every time we make choice a new universe is created. Let's take rolling a dice as an example. As soon as you roll it, the universe splits into 6 separate but identical daughter universes, each with a different outcome from 1 to 6. Suggesting that in a world of infinite possibilities, a universe exists to play out all possible quantum path differences, so there might be universe where you probably get some game.
I'm not too familiar with quantum physics, but whatever he just talked about, I'm buying it.
Creepers was based on a true story. With it being made in 2001, that would mean that this spring will be the 23rd spring, meaning that he's on his way back. The story is based off of this man, Dennis Depew, and his wife, Marilyn, who after years and years of bad marriage, she files for a divorce. She then all of a sudden goes missing. Now this all takes place in Coldwater, Michigan, which from my understanding is a very secluded area, meaning that after Dennis unalived his wife, he covered her up in a white sheet, exactly like the Jeepers Creepers movies. But Dennis wasn't thinking, he really thought he was alone. But as Dennis was disposing of what he did, somebody passed by, which is literally the first in the opening scene of the first Jeepers Jeepers Creepers movie. Then, after Dennis noticed that there was a car watching him, he hopped in his van exactly like the first scene of the Jeepers Creepers movie, bumping them and chasing them, until finally giving up, obviously hoping that they didn't see his crime, or him disposing of it. It went unsolved for quite some time until the neighbor said, you know what, that actually makes sense for him to do it. Now, as I said, my assumption is that as soon as she files for divorce, he was like, yo, she's cooked. And the movie directors were like, you know what, that would actually be an insanely low budget horror movie, which the first Jeepers Creepers was. And it turned out to be an absolute horror icon. Me personally, I like the first and the second the best. The other ones completely fell off. But that is the full true story behind Jeepers Creepers.
I did not know that it was based on true events. Jeepers Creepers did make noise when it came out, when it first came out. It's alright. It ain't one of my favorite movies, but something to watch. But creepy to think that that movie was made because of something that took place. Maybe not, you know, all that's shown in the movie, but something creepy happened.
Imagine bringing home your dead son's ashes after you cremated him, but the baby monitor is still picking up on the sound of your son crying, except now it's coming from his ashes inside the urn. You stare at his ashes in disbelief as the urn starts moving by itself. Convinced that a part of your dead son is still somehow alive inside the urn, you begin preparing baby formula to feed his ashes. You know your son passed away, but the crying sounds coming from his ashes don't stop, and you recognize your dead son's voice crying "Mama, Mama," as a hand crawls out of the urn. So what is inside your dead son's ashes imitating his voice? This short film is called Remains, and it's a powerful but terrifying story about a mother's grief. There were some genuinely scary scenes, and I thought it was impressive that it was mostly just one actor in an empty house. But let me know what you thought and follow for more.
I'll see if that short film makes it to my to-do list. If all that he found is valuable or was, dude probably living life right about now.
Cement into an ant nest. The red fire ant is an incredibly destructive invasive species. Someone once tried pouring aluminum water into an ant nest, turning it into a beautiful piece of art. This time, they went bolder, pouring over a dozen tons of cement to see what would occur. To understand the scale of ant colonies, foreign ant scientists used this clever method. This supersized ant nest has existed for 20 years, essentially a very ancient ant citadel. Pouring in 10 tons of cement took a full 3 days. Over time, the cement slowly solidified, clearing away the soil bit by bit. The sight that unfolded left the researchers present utterly astonished. Certainly, the colossal bulldozer nearby was overwhelmingly imposing for the ants. This is a profound difference between civilizations. After further excavation, the ant nest's depth reached 8 meters, akin to a 2-story building. After over 10 days of cleaning, an exquisite and intricate ant kingdom emerged before us. Preliminary estimates suggest it's the home of over 7 million leafcutter ants. Its internal design is remarkably intricate. The branching tunnels resemble their highways. Adjacent to the branches are rows resembling sweet potato shapes, their extended family. Internally stunning, it features bedrooms, dining areas, and even studies, closely mirroring human life. Unfortunately, this vast ant kingdom has now been turned into an artifact by humans. What would happen if you poured 10 tons of cement?
They went out. But, man, millions of ants just living life down there. Eco-friendly. Dude said that they had bedrooms and dining areas. How does he know that? Explain that to me.
If
you ever hike alone, just be careful, especially if you're doing it in LA at Griffith Park. Many say a lot of rituals and sacrifices are taking place here, and because of the history, this place is very haunted. Now, someone was on a hike during the day and listened to what she caught on camera. If you ever hike alone,
Sounds like somebody's having a bad day.
what is happening to EDM? I know these visuals can be crazy sometimes, but this is just taking it way too far. And with the music they're playing, this is 10 times creepier. I've seen some cool visuals, don't get me wrong, but there's no way you can tell me you would go and pay money to watch this. I mean, they're even making Shrek demonic. Like, what is the point of this? Even if you don't know much about DJs, you probably still seen this guy, Marshmello. Yeah, well, he's entering his demonic phase. He's on a tour now called Mellow Death. Everyone knew this guy has good vibes and happy music, but now he's changed everything. I'm telling you, man, the spiritual battle is real. What is...
Don't know who he is, but sounds like he flipped the script.
This was the main rice I used to get, was the long grain enriched rice, or I would get the uncle, this type of rice, the long grain enriched rice. So the problem is that these rices have been put through the enrichment process, and how you know, when you look at the ingredients, you see enriched parboiled rice, but then you see this right here. These are the synthetic minerals that are added. You'll see calcium carbonate, iron phosphate, you'll see thiamine monotristate and folic acid. Now these are naturally occurring minerals and vitamins, but those that they add are synthetic versions of the same thing. One of the side effects of these synthetic ingredients is weight gain. So what I did, I made a switch to like a natural basmati rice. When you look at the ingredients, you'll see white basmati rice. That's all that's in this. Or a natural jasmine rice. That's why I'm always saying read the ingredients. This was the main rice I used to get. Was
Synthetic. Nope. No, sir. Not for me. I only use synthetic oil on my vehicles, but other than that, I don't consume nothing synthetic. I mean, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be down there touching that fish. Diving ain't for me. Another one, clean underwater. That looks bad, but at the same time, creepy. You don't know what's underneath that. What is that? Like some sort of fog? Looks like fog, but who knows what that could be. But I wouldn't be swimming that deep in the water.
Tu étais, aime-moi, prends-moi dans tes bras, et je n'ai plus personne. Et ne laisse pas ton odeur imprégner mes draps, et si tu m'as...
Yeah, they must be looking way too real. They don't seem to be cheap either. Talk about Halloween costume and beyond. Yeah, that's very realistic. I don't know about that glove with the mask. Looks pretty real. But I don't know if I'd pay that amount for one. I think I'd rather keep that money in my pocket.
And here's the truck I've been driving for the last few days for Wilson Logistics. This trailer just was assigned to us from Kraft over at the Kraft Foods plant, and we're delivering it here to what's called the Springfield Underground. And that is, as you can see behind me, this giant cave that's big enough to house hundreds of these trucks and trailers. There's a train track running through here. Just to give you an idea, back here there's a regular sized truck. See how tall that is up there? It's just incredible. Anyway, having a great time, learning lots. Talk to you soon. Quick update.
So he's saying that that's a huge cave that fits God knows how many big rigs, and it has a train? What?
Is that you have to name it to claim it. So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours, just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times. Wrong shoes.
Are you serious? A North can do all that? Even trip Oprah Winfrey? See, you learn something new every day, I guess. I didn't know that. Our lost history. Was it destroyed? Did it just time just got to it and started falling on its own, or what do you guys think? And that's just one of the reasons why I don't be going to the ocean anymore swimming. I know how to swim, but don't do so anymore. See, what is that? I would not want to bump into that swimming.
Lobotomy. After. Before 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 lobotomy. After. People.
Some people, I guess, the lobotomy came through for them, but on others, I mean, who knows? I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself.
Meaning behind bottle caps colors.
Do you know what does the color represent on your water bottle cap? White is processed water, whereas blue or green is natural mineral water. A bottled water or bottled water.
Meaning behind bottle caps colors.
Do you know what does the color represent on the bottle?
I don't know what the color represents on the water bottles.
If you thought the craziest parts of the Kate Middleton conspiracy theory were over, well, just get ready because they keep getting thicker. Because people have put it together, and this face is an exact copy and paste of the face Kate Middleton made for a Vogue magazine back in 2016. And this video showing an exact overlay proves it. Look at this, the Vogue magazine cover, and as it blends out, it is the exact same face from this photo. Now, if you still don't believe me and you think it's still just a fluke, this is the picture overlaid with half of it erased, and look how exactly everything lines up. The possibility of these two photos lining up perfectly is near zero. And one of the craziest parts of this whole conspiracy is the royal family seems like it wants to do anything but actually show Kate Middleton. For example, all the questions people have been having about this photo were addressed by a tweet supposedly put out by Kate Middleton saying, "Oops, sorry guys, I messed up on Photoshop, it's my bad." And then the royal family releasing this photo saying, "Oh guys, look, Kate Middleton's out and about with her husband. We can't see anything." And I think one of the biggest pieces of evidence that something's wrong is in reality, if she was okay, you know the royal family would say, "Hey, get on Instagram live and say, hey guys, here I am, this is a live video, I'm totally fine." But they're not. They're doing literally everything they can to not show her face. Something fishy's going on, and when it finally gets revealed, it is going to be huge. But that's my opinion. What do y'all think? If you thought the...
I don't know, but that Kate Middleton's been all over the internet lately. I don't really follow up with them, but I guess she's famous. Nice editing, but not believable. Now that's good editing. I mean, better than the last. It looks like a golden retriever puppy. Smart. He made it. Even though it doesn't seem as if he has hops, but he figured it out. Yeah, I don't know about that footage. Not buying it. What was that? Man, that's Argentina, isn't it? Buenos Aires? I think that's Argentina flag, not sure. But I don't know what's going on that clip. All that flickering. It's getting me dizzy. On to the next. Fascinating. That's awesome. Just awesome. Makes me want to play with the water as well. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't really like the ocean, but that looks nice though, I ain't gonna lie. Well, folks, it's about that time for me to clock out again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, so you won't miss out on the new reels, and share. Also, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the reels. Everybody be cool, stay safe, and see you on the next one.